Hi! This is a talk about my experience with crows and them being messengers. I should point out, I've done this video a few times, and if I go off topic too long, it gets way too long. But I should say I do have just a small percentage of native heritage, and this resonates very strongly with me. Same with my mother. See, she's the oldest of 5 kids, and I'm the youngest of 5, and I'm the only person in the family that knows this, that she trained with a medicine woman when she was a child. She'd tell me this story that there's this woman, a medicine woman, and some of the other kids were scared of her, but my mom said she pestered her for weeks until she kind of took my mom under her wing and started teaching her. So, and my mom was extraordinarily gifted. If I'm gonna have to do, I mean, she's a chapter in the book. I mean, she should be the whole book by herself. She was magic. I mean, my 13, my mother cut my hair. I didn't want when I was a kid, I didn't want some old grumpy guy that didn't like kids touching my hair. So, Mom cut it. When I was about 12, 13, it started getting curly. My mom, she'd kind of fluff it up and stuff. She's, oh, you're so lucky you get curly hair. I wish I had curly hair when I was younger. You're so lucky. Can I make a pillow out of your hair? It's so soft. No, Mother, you can't make a pillow out of my hair. But, yeah, after she passed away, my hair started going straight. I noticed a week after she passed away. And then after a month, it just went straight. So, and then I lost 1-2 pounds a week for over 5 years. I went from about 234 to 235 to 155. And so, yeah, she was magic. And after she passed away, we came to the house. A lot of the people came and stayed for a while. And as people are kind of leaving, I heard some kind of shouts outside. Went out to look, and there was a double rainbow. That whole day has been a drizzly kind of Oregon day. No sun anywhere, and the sun just peeked out and it quit raining, and double rainbow. So, but yeah, and the sad thing was my dad was the direct opposite. He was an extreme narcissist with rage tendencies. He was like polar opposites. I was living in height of duality. It's like the battle of good and evil right in the living room. But yeah, my dad's narcissism, to give you an example, he was 92 when he passed away. I hadn't talked to him for 8 years. I quit talking to him after he filed a couple of false charges on me, and he crossed the line. So he worked at a penitentiary, and he wanted me in jail. It's not his jail, someone's jail. He wanted me to plead guilty. That was his thing. He knew he wouldn't stand up in court. So, but anyway, yeah, I hadn't talked to him for 8 years, and we cleaned out his bedroom. He had one picture on his nightstand, and his picture of himself in a basketball uniform posing for a team photo. He's holding the basketball. So that's what he went to bed to, and that's what he woke up to in the morning. And he had zero empathy, complete opposite of my mother. My mother's defined feminine with unconditional love. And my father is extreme narcissist, rage tendencies, zero empathy. 2 minutes after my mother died, I was devastated. And thank God my aunt was there, and she was kind of comforting me. And she said, well, she's in a better place. Yeah, I know. But still, it hurt. And then my dad goes, well, if there is such a thing as heaven, He laughs and he stands there with this goofy grin on his face. I've seen thousands of times. Yeah. To him, she's just gone. You go back to watching those games and stuff. But anyway, I was kind of devastated, but I think Mom was, in the end, she was kind of happy to go. She was tired. She tried. She gave it everything she got. It's kind of the last chance for some of those people to prove some humanity, and they didn't do too well. But anyway, this is about crows. And actually, the one good part of this is one thing that led to I got an inheritance a few years ago, and it kind of led to I've always been awake. I've always been a highly intuitive kid. I called her my fairy godmother when I was a kid. My brother pushed me through the front window of the house, and she said, "Cover your head, curl up in a ball. Cover your head, curl up in a ball. Cover your head." Said like 6 times in a split second. That's what I did. So it saved my life. He tried to cut my foot off. I was in the back seat of a station wagon. I was in the cargo area. And I had my foot in the back seat was Dad. I had my foot in the car in that gap. See my brother, he's on the other side, he's looking at me. He looks at me, looks at my foot, I look at my foot, look at him. He's the meanest look on his face. And I just started screaming. My fairy godmother said, "Do not pull your foot out. You could cut off your toes. Push your foot in as far as you can." So that's what I did, and it worked. So, and there's a number of things like that, but that's not getting off target. This is about crows. So, yeah, the first time I noticed this, it was mid to late 20s. This was very memorable because this is the last time other than shaking hands, this is the last time I touched another person. So this is like 30 years ago. So it was pretty memorable. So anyway, we were going to the coast, and it was supposed to be a really huge storm coming in. She's going, "Well, why are we going to the coast? Isn't there supposed to be a huge storm?" "Yeah, that's why we're going to the coast." But anyway, it was 2 lanes each way, and I was kind of in the left lane, the fast lane. And a crow landed right in the white line up ahead. And she goes, "What is that crow doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, what is that crow doing?" It's just landed there and is just staring at us, just looking right at us. "That's really weird." And I go, "Yeah, it is weird." I mean, we're kind of getting up closer and closer, and I was thinking, well, I shouldn't, you'd be wrong. That crow shouldn't be there. That's not really safe. So it'd be wrong of me kind of swerve over a little bit and kind of get in his way, and I probably shouldn't do that. And I'm telling the crow, "Hey, I'm gonna swerve over there, so you better get ready to bail." As soon as I crossed over the line, it took off. And she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" Gotta learn. You gotta teach those crows. But see, that was a message. I mean, and that was a really strange weekend. I mean, the storm and everything, it was really weird. Another time I remember a crow is on a place I would later work, but I don't think I worked there at this time. Went on a power line. It was just up there, and it's like looking right at me. It starts going, "Caw, caw, 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 caw." And it's like, what did I do? It's like he's yelling at me. It's like, I remember it stuck in my head. It's like, wow, but I didn't know what that meant till it happened later. So that's the thing about good memory. When I was a kid, that's one thing that helped me my rebirth is from about 1.5 on, anything that stood out I remember. So you can recognize patterns this way. But yeah, another thing that crows stood out, I quit drinking alcohol. I ran this processing plant from hell, literally, pretty much. that's a whole story too. But I quit drinking alcohol. And I developed rheumatoid arthritis, and I had to quit it. So, and I was working by myself pretty much. I was repairing these boxes, 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot boxes that we used to carry the product in. And I came back from lunch, and when I came back, there's a perfect crow feather right where I worked. Perfect shiny crow feather just sitting there. And just laying there on the ground. I said, wow. And I looked at it for a long time. I knew it meant something, but didn't really know what. And I just moved it away. But anyway. But that happened again too. So we'll get to that. And then in 2017, I got a condo. I got a little inheritance. And it's the first time in my life. Before that, highlights of my life was working my butt off and not getting anywhere and trying to do the right thing, and mainly these highlighted by loneliness and poverty, and that's about it. The jobs I liked, I couldn't make any money at, and you have to have. If you don't make a lot of money by yourself, you have to have roommates and stuff. And I had no one. All I kind of leaned to my family, and they, other than my mother, they don't like me. These are the people that have been trying to hurt me all day. But anyway, yeah, I got this condo, and there's a lady, she put out seed, and I'd see the crows, and I started throwing them French fries. About 3 days in a row, I'd throw them French fries, and I thought, I shouldn't be feeding them French fries. I should give them some seed or something. So one day I came home, and I had French fries, but I didn't have any seed. So, but I thought, oh, okay, tomorrow I'll get seed. That day I was backing out, and I noticed, before I got in my car, I noticed some poop around my carport. That weird. And I backed out, and there's 2 crows right on the edge of the carport, right by the gutter. It's like, oh, that's right, seed. Yeah. So I went out, and I did whatever I was doing, ran around, and came back home, and I thought, oh, that's right, seed. And all around my carport was poop. It's like every crow in town must have came over to my house. It's like, okay, seed. So I went and got seed, and you know what? Every time I had French fries, I'd throw them French fries. There's your dang French fries. I don't know. I mean, I eat them, but I don't want to feed them to them. But they really like fries, so I go to the coast and I feed them potato wedges. So they really seem to dig that. So do the seagulls too. But yeah, it was right when this happened. Why they're messengers. They still did their job. I was going to a place in another town as a meditation thing, and as when I go out, I kind of had to wind around, almost do kind of a U-turn down the exit lane. And as I was going, it flew this way. I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I made kind of the turn. It flew right over the top of me. And see, this is a narrow road. It's only like a foot and a half on either side, and there's bushes all along it. And it found a little dirt spot right there, right in front of me. And I'm driving by it like a foot away. It's just standing there looking at me. It's like, okay. So I go to this meditation, and the person giving it said, well, I got a message last night. I think that's probably for you. I mean, there's 30 other people in the room. I'm like, oh, yeah, you may be right about that. But, see, they are mad at me, and they still did their job, so that's good. And at this same condo, I was upstairs one day. I was looking out the upstairs window, and the condo across the way, not far, about 60 feet, 70 feet, on the roof is the same height. It sloped down, so it's about the same height. But crow flew up and landed and then turned around and looked at me. Looked me right in the eye again. The same, he says, caw, 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 caw. It's like, okay, I can remember what this is. I mean, it's just like cussing me out. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have to sit down and really take inventory of what's going on and who's in my life and what's happening, because something's going on here. And you know, I thought about the other time that happened, and considering where I was, I mean, yeah, and that's what I did, and it helped. You know? And this is really hard to explain. It's like I got a spiritual upgrade in a way. It's like I passed some spiritual test. And the next day I was getting in my car, and I noticed right on the ground, about 6 feet away, 7 feet away, another perfect, shiny, beautiful crow feather. Right there, sitting right there. So, I don't know, that's where I think if you find a feather, perfect feather, right in front of you, you know, could be like a metal of some kind, really, a spiritual metal. That's kind of the way I thought of it. I bought this place here, that condo from hell. Oh my God, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I got this land. It's 5 acres, and I went up to the tree line, and this is a couple of years ago. I noticed there's ruts. The water was making ruts. So I thought, it was cold. It was winter. I had my hands. I have rheumatoid arthritis. Arthritis and cold don't mix very well. I was up there, I should do something, but it's cold. I'll do something tomorrow. Then an ice storm hit. I was up without power for 4 days. I couldn't get up there for a week, and when I did, all these trees were all over the road. And there's ruts. And I heard a crow. It wasn't going caw, caw, caw. It was going ha, 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 ha. And it's not funny, dude. It is not funny. And I couldn't see it. I mean, it's the tangle. You can see like 5 feet and all the tangle of limbs and stuff. But, yeah, it's not funny. But I was going into Kaiser, into town. I was on the main drive there, and I don't know where this crow came from. I don't know if it came from the ground or the tree. It's just like it kind of appeared. It was really low, and wow, that's kind of surprised me. It just kind of drifts over, and then it turns. It heads straight towards me for a second and goes over the top. It's like, whoa, okay, message coming up. So I get up to the stoplight. There's a pickup in front of me. It has a license plate with 777 in it. So wow, that's a good one. See, for the last 3 years since I've kind of had my rebirth, I saw a TV show about consecutive numbers like 111, 222, 333, like that. I've been seeing them constantly everywhere I go, and a lot of it's in license plates. And I saw some really good ones lately. But yeah, wow, that's good. I think I've seen the majority of 777s in Salem by now. Here, it's with everything. I go to a store, and I'm gonna have to do this video about this. Went to the store, and the girl goes, "Hey, your number's 222." It's like, yeah, it's been happening a lot. I remember like 2 days after that, I went to the gas station market place, Quickie Mart, and I went in there. I was getting a map and got something else, and I forget what else. And as I was leaving, she goes, "Hey, that's 777." It's like, yeah, I know, that's been going on a lot. And there's one day, the car in front of me was 777, the car next to it 888. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting off topic again. I'm gonna have to do a whole new one about that. But anyway, but yeah, that was a good one. That's direct message there. And in last winter, I kept seeing them out, the whole group. We're out there. I remember wondering, why don't they come up here? You know, I was thinking, I was just looking at them, and the next day 2 showed up. And they just landed for like 10-15 seconds and split after I put the food out. See, I put food out every day. I feed 60-70 birds a day. So and this 2 showed up, and this real briefly, and after that 3 showed up. And, that's meaningful, because that's whenever you see these pictures and sculptures, old time in antiquity sculptures and carvings and paintings of visitors from far off places, it's always 3 people, 3 wise men, the Holy Trinity, that sort of thing. So when 3 showed up, that was interesting, and they stayed a while. They looked around. This is after I put food out. So the next day, a whole group, the whole family showed up. There's probably 30 of them. It's like, yay, they're all here. So anyway, see, I asked them, and they showed up. And there's another time, this happened early on. I got an email for someone I had really serious reason to question. And I kind of suspected this email, so I thought, well, I'm just going to think about this for a while. So I went into the trees, and I heard all the crows going nuts. A big group of crows like that's called a murder. So when a murder talks, you should listen. So I was looking at, what are they doing? And I got to looking, and I saw an owl. And, crows and owls don't get along. And it's just sitting there, I have a picture of this. It was just sitting there on that limb, and so that told me, aha. An owl kind of sees through illusion. So I kind of knew something was up with that email, so I just kind of deleted that email. But yeah, I mean, it's so amazing. The crows would go nuts, but then it eventually flew, and I wish I had a video of this, because it flew right over me. It was huge! Unbelievable! I didn't know their wingspan could get that long. I mean, it rivaled turkey vulture from what I saw. I mean, it's huge, and it's completely silent. And the color on the other side of the wings was really amazing. There's like different shades of like brown, and it was just, I wish I had got a video. But yeah, and there was a time, well, it was shortly after that group showed up, and I thought, well, this is before the gas got out of hand, and I still had a little extra money back then. So I said, well, I'm going to take some food down to the crows at the coast. Because that's what I do. I take JoJo's. I get potato wedges at a gas station. And break them up. And there's a certain beach, certain park I go to. But I went down there, and the place wasn't. They didn't have the deli place wasn't open. I remember I was getting seed for my other birds, for these birds, and so I forgot about it. I went to the store. I went to the supermarket, and I was coming out. There were crows on the power lines, way up on the hill. And they're going caw caw, and I look up. Oh, that's right. I was gonna feed these guys. But I had already bought bird seed at the hardware store, so I cut that bag open and got a big cup out, and I kind of went to this is a kind of a big mall at the coast here. I went to a spot where there are not many cars. I just kind of opened my door and spread the seed. I probably caused a riot of birds. I'm not sure how much they like that kind of seed. I mean, they probably like French fries or potato wedges more. And this last time, this is really interesting too. I'm not sure what to make of this, but I was leaving town and I was driving down the road and a crow went directly over top. It was like directly perpendicular. So straight overhead, and you know that meant something to me. So I was on the lookout. Okay, what's gonna happen? Something's gonna go on. What's gonna happen? I get up to the stop sign to make a turn on the highway, and the car in front of me has a vanity plate, a specialized plate with a name of Egyptian god. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I'm still pondering that one. But anyway, that's crows. Crows as messengers. They tell the wolves where the deer are, and they tell the deer that the wolves are coming. So, yeah, I mean, and my goal to this place when I bought it, I have 5 acres here, and was to make enough money to where I could legally build something, make a dinky little house, and make it permanent. Then I can make this a wildlife preserve, or a wetland, or both. But, you know, the thing is, I don't need a piece of paper from the government to do that. I'm already doing it. I mean, they feed all sorts of birds, 60, 70 a day, and I have deer and elk, and there's fox, and I saw a turtle. I photographed 30 different types of bird species, 30 different types of birds from this window. And I'm gonna have to do a video about that, because that'll be a long one too. So I'm trying to keep these short. But yeah, any donation you can give. I've been eating top ramen and macaroni and cheese for quite a while now, which is fine. But the price of birdseed is almost tripled in some cases, and there's infrastructure things I really need to get to do first. And also, I'm planning on doing a talk on Wednesdays, and hopefully class soon. So if there's any interest, message me. I'll be talking about a lot of different esoteric subjects, and animal communication, spirit animals for one. So if there's any interested, I'd love to hear from you. Give me a message, and we'll go from there. Hey, cool. Here I am between Tesla coil. Here between Tesla and Einstein. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Anyway, let's see. Bye. Love you. Bye.